My name is Brooke Lucy, and I am the owner of Bluebird Grain Farms alongside my husband Sam. We are located in North Central Washington. Um, Bluebird is a vertically integrated business. We specialize in the growing and processing of our organic grains, particularly emmer and einkorn. I am really responsible for all of our marketing, sales, product development, business management, while my husband is in charge of the processing, all farm operations. And we are headed into our um, 17th year of business. So while there's so much to cover in this short time, I really would like to just discuss, just share with you our story as a farm business and how we brought our value-added products to the marketplace, and and then share with you kind of some of the fundamentals that I have felt are critical in order to having successful farm products delivered to the marketplace. So I'm just going to start by telling you a little bit about our story, how we got started, and my process. We started in 2004 because we lived in a rural area. We were needing to figure out a way to make a living in this rural area. We both shared a love for the land, the environment, had a keen interest in gardening and food, and we recognized that there the local movement was growing rapidly in Washington State. Lots of farmers markets were starting all over the area, and we recognized that you could not find local grain sold anywhere in our area, even though Washington State is the sixth largest grain growing region in the country, and thousands of metric tons of grain were being sent out of the Port of Seattle every year, but we could not buy local grain on our market. So we began kind of formulating how we could contribute and be a part of bringing local grains to our local marketplace. So our journey began with a vision, and it was really establishing kind of what our goal, what was really the meat behind what we wanted to do. And the vision really started by, which is our kind of our tagline and something that we follow very closely today. Our goal is to deliver the highest and purest quality of ancient grains to customers while preserving a healthy countryside, not just for our own generation, but more importantly, for the next. And this goal has become kind of the foundation and guiding force of how we operate today. It has defined the quality of our products, our farming practices, our principles, and ultimately the value of the food that we produce. And it has become kind of our tagline for what we do. So prior to formally incorporating as a business, we spent 2 to 3 years growing and selecting emmer and einkorn seed and a few other heritage varieties of seed stock, which is a whole nother story for another day. After several trials, it became very clear to us that ancient wheats were really truly superior to modern industrial varieties. They were more resilient in the production phase. They contained a higher nutritional value, had more flavor, and than other conventional varieties, and they could not be found in the U.S. at the time. Essentially, there was little competition. And so all these factors presented a good platform for our story, our marketing, our business, and ultimately, bringing these value-added products to the marketplace. So alongside the growing of emmer and einkorn, we had to quickly learn the craft of processing ancient wheats. This is a little bit different process than cleaning modern varieties. As many of you know, ancient wheats have a very tight hull that must be removed in order to deliver it to the market for human consumption. And at the time, there were just such little information on processing these ancient wheats. And so we really had to dive into learning about the processing and investing in the equipment, which has really been one of our bigger challenges as a business, but it also has proved to be one of our biggest assets in adding value to our product. And this is a picture of my husband, Sam. He's at the gravity table in our cleaning facility, and the gravity is sorting and screening, I think, emmer in this photo. So as we were developing our farming and processing systems, which is really a whole, another business, and securing our inventory, the work really began in developing our products. What were we going to sell? As many of you know, there are so many opportunities with ancient grains. There's so many products that can be developed. And at the time, we knew very little about our marketplace. We knew we loved to bake breads, we liked to eat grains, but we really did not know very much. And so in the beginning, we really decided to offer our whole grains, cracked cereals, milled flour, really anything that we could really, any way we could process our grain, we were going to offer it as a product, just to kind of test the waters to see what our customers were interested in, what interest we had in the market. And parallel to this, kind of the marketing began of developing our branding, our story, our labeling, our packaging, really looking into the requirements, the legal hoops of selling a food product in the marketplace. So this phase was a very critical phase in kind of getting our value-added grains to the market. So in the beginning, we really just kind of threw it all out there. We started offering first through direct retail, testing the waters. We went to farmers markets in Seattle, began kind of selling and educating. And I cannot underestimate how much time we have spent educating customers about our products. Has been and continues to be kind of a main tenet of our business, is educating people. So we started the direct retail at farmers markets, and this again was an opportunity for us to test the waters, to really understand who was interested and what kinds of products were people interested in. And then we eventually moved into direct wholesale as we increased our inventory. Began selling to chefs, restaurants, bakeries, independent food stores, food entrepreneurs. That was about 5 years into business. And then about 8 to 9 years into business, as our inventory and our seed bank grew, we began to move into distribution, which is now really a very select group of distributors that we sell a select group of products to. So today we have about 32 different products that we offer with 3 different sizes. This is just a sample of a sell sheet that we do for our distribution channels, where we offer the 25-pound emmer and einkorn, and then we have 1-pound packs of 6. So again, all of these pack size, the sizing, and the types of products are all part of the value-added process. And speaking of the process, I wanted to give you just a kind of an overview of the flow chart that represents my process. And again, I was not trained in marketing. None of this, this was all new to me in the beginning. So this was a real learning curve. But as I reflect back, this kind of flow chart really represents the kind of the parts of this parts of the process that are pretty fundamental to making this work. And so, just to quickly review, it starts with a vision. A vision really is an idea. It's part of a passion and interest in what you have. And as we all know, there's many ideas in the world, and not much happens with ideas unless you have action. And so with that action moves into kind of a plan, formulating a business plan, kind of creating financial and personal goals, researching your product, understanding it, understanding the marketplace, the capacity that you can produce, establishing a kind of a timeline, and really setting concrete objectives of what you want to get out of this business. Some people, everyone has different needs, financial needs for their product. And I cannot just underscore how important it is to really be looking at the financial component of this when you're adding value, because to bring a product to market is expensive. The next step is really the development phase. So this is the testing, the developing, bringing all those pieces of your planning together, defining your niche, really digging into your cost of goods and establishing your operations, navigating your legal requirements. This phase, very critical, and sometimes can be paralleled with your business plan. The next part is your market and sales, establishing your channels of sales, price marketing, or your pricing, your order processing, customer service, really making sure your human resources are in place to deliver that product. This is such a unique skill set of bringing your products to market. You have to be a good communicator. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. It takes so much time of educating, back to that education process that I was sharing about. And once you really establish your channels of sales and you have an idea of who's interested, who's willing to try your product, you then move into kind of the distribution phase of how do I get this product to people? What's the delivery method? What's the channel? How am I gonna deliver the product? And then once that product is on the shelf, you're looking at following up with the customers, managing your product, understanding what's working, not working, which then takes you into this refined phase of how can I, how can I refine these systems to make them economically work for me? There's just a constant retooling that comes with, bringing a value-added product to market. And you have to quickly pivot and acknowledge what works and what doesn't work. And we have had lots of failures, and we've had some successes. And I think that if there was one thing I would say is I'm getting much better at just ditching what doesn't work and moving on, and not kind of ruminating over it.
Brooke,
Um,
this is Sean. Just wanted to jump in and say we're right at our time, but it looks like you might be wrapping up, but we're
yeah.
right there.
Great. Yeah. In closing, I just wanted to just say that value is added in every step that we do. So from growing these unique varieties, harvesting, storing, the cleaning and processing, the milling, the packaging, all the different products that come with that, and then the direct marketing, all contributes to adding that value to your product. So thanks.